My brothers and sisters, what is going on? Still sermon in the house. Monday morning, another video. As always, do me a favor. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram. Link is posted in the description box below. Man, that video I made about the Pens a couple weeks ago, where I ripped into them, they must have watched it because this team is now 7-1-1 in the last 9 games, and out of 18 possible points, we've gotten 15 of them. And we win back-to-back days against two longtime rivals of ours, against the Philadelphia Flyers and the New York Rangers, respectively, both in Pittsburgh. And then we wrap up this short homestand taking on the Montreal Canadiens tomorrow night. So let's talk about this, man. We're 7-1-1. Am I ready to say that we've turned the season around right now? Not quite. But with all due respect, I'm coming on here and just saying, hey, you know, the Pens are playing great. Pens have been playing a lot better lately. You take away, I mean, obviously, earlier last week, that implosion that we had against the Islanders for the millionth time in franchise history, and that awful first period that we had against Columbus early on. If you can just take those away, and you can just look back at those as just being a hiccup, then that's really the best that I can take away with the Pens. Because this past weekend, there was a lot to like about it. The Pens did not trail the entire weekend. I mean, sure, there were moments where the game was tied, but the Pens never trailed. They never played sloppy. They didn't lose their composure. I mean, this is a team that has blown 11 games in the third period this season and lost them. But this team, over this weekend, they get up to a lead. They still play aggressive. And then, of course, yeah, you got dumb stuff like the hit on Evgeny Malkin from the back yesterday, which, sent flashbacks to last year's playoffs against the Rangers. But the Pens, instead of just trying to retaliate physically, they retaliated mentally. And they were just being more aggressive than the Rangers were. And they handled themselves as well as any point in this entire season. I didn't really see them make any bad habits. I didn't see them make any poor decisions. They didn't look lazy. And the forechecking, dare I say, actually looked really decent. Every single time in that Philly game, in that Ranger game yesterday, every single time the Pens brought the pressure, the opponent was just caught off guard. And they really had no answer for it. And we're back to being the first wild card in the Eastern Conference. And I got to tell you, you see core contributors. Of course, you're going to get Sidney Crosby with the game winner against Columbus. He's always going to score a goal against the Flyers. He now has 53 goals in his career against Philly, the most against any other team in the NHL. Love to say it. But Flyer fans just keep saying that he sucks for some reason. Philly isn't really all that bright. Evgeny Malkin getting assists. Sid getting assists. So, Chris Letang, the game winner yesterday in overtime against the Rangers. So, obviously, the familiar faces are putting in their workload. But then you get the guys like Jake Guentzel. Jake Guentzel's looked a lot better on the screen, more specifically. That perfect screen that he set up with the first goal yesterday that ended up being with Rickard Rakell, who's also looked really good. He's been all over the place. His speed has really improved, and he got the first goal yesterday just overall better. You see stuff like Jason Zucker continuing to pile in goals. He now has 10 goals in the last, 9 games? 25 goals on the season for Jason Zucker. The Pens now have like 4 or 5 guys this season that have at least 20 goals. And I got to tell you, if this team just continues to just pile in goals, and that forechecking is present to what I saw yesterday against the Rangers and against the Flyers, and at some points against the Islanders and the Blue Jackets, I'm telling you, maybe the Pens won't be one and done. Now, I don't expect us to win a playoff series against Carolina. Let's not get that mistaken. I just don't think this team is good enough to match up with a team like Carolina. I think they're a real bad matchup for us. But being 7-1-1 in the last 9 games, when the pressure's on and the playoffs are a month away, you need to pick up as many points as you possibly can, and you need to rack up these wins however they come. Okay? Because now, like I said, tomorrow night, last game of the homestand, we play the Montreal Canadiens. We're 0-2 against those guys this year. And then we got a real test. We go to New York, to Madison Square Garden, to play the Rangers in Madison Square Garden twice in 3 days. One day on Thursday night, and then we're back at it Saturday afternoon in New York. So we played the Rangers 3 times in 7 days. And while it may not be a playoff series, it definitely feels like one right now. We're 6 points back of the Rangers. They got a point yesterday because they went to overtime with us. But as long as you can keep diminishing that lead, you can now cut that lead. You have a chance to cut that lead with the Rangers to 2 points. We're 6 points back of them. I don't expect us to sweep the season series against the Rangers. I don't. But my ideal, out of 6 possible points that you can get against the Rangers, I would say get at least 5 out of 6. To me, that's successful. I'll take 4 out of 6. 3, nothing happened. Anything less than 3, I won't accept. But my ideal, 5 out of 6 against the Rangers. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. Really good weekend for the Pens. A great stretch going on in the last 10. 7-1-1 in the last 9. And let me know what you think down in the comments below. This is Steel Sermon checking on out for the day. May God be with you all.